What's up, guys? So we got something a little different here. So check it out. If you've been with the channel for a while, you'll see my old Monster Fab RCSpeedy Volkswagen Bug, and this is the new version. This is it's not, well, obviously not a bug, but it's their new sandrail. So Monster Fab did the whole design on it, mocked everything up, and then RCSpeedy does a production of it. Yeah, check it out. So this is the whole cage here. I'll show you all the pieces that come with this, and then some random stuff that Monster carries as like a completer pack for it, and then a couple of the random goodies you'll see as I do the build. Yeah, so it's a full, like four-seater, sandrail. It's got a whole pan chassis here made to fit all the Traxxas part directly onto it, so any slash parts like that. So it comes with the front little nose piece here to kind of complete the rest of the front there, and has a little ESC mount, puts it up in the back here nice and high so it gets some good little air. This is the front brace for the steering and up to the front bulkhead. So it doesn't come with the front bulkhead part. So it's the full panels it comes with. It comes with panels, a roof, and a wing. Yeah, side panels, roof, and wing. And then it comes with a battery holder. And then from Monster, you can order like a little mini completer pack type thing. So it's got the rear mount to mount your rear tire turnbuckles for your suspension, a front bulkhead, the steering shafts, for like the steering in the front here, and then it comes a couple little doohickeys mounted up nice and clean. I believe there might be something else in that. I'll have everything listed in the description below, and then you can message Monster Fab. He can tell you exactly all the details and the price and stuff on that. And then, oh yeah, it also has servo tab mounts. Yeah, so trying to think what else. So yeah, you just run like a general Traxxas transmission. So I'm running the 272R. It's a little beefier. Most of the new BO2S slashes come with it in it, so you can pretty much take a slash, bolt it into here, ready to go. There is small modifications that Monster built it around. So one of them is he built his with the bad racing arms. So they're aluminum, they have a nice look to them. So I fired these up so it can be just like how he originally designed it. And he mocked it up with all the King shocks from Rc4wd Drive. So I ordered a set of these front and rear. My fronts arrived today. And then you just run, whatever steering setup you want to do. I decided to go with the aluminum one rather than the stock plastic stuff. And then this is a rear mount for the transmission where you can put like a wheelie bar or whatever. So it's rear knuckles, front knuckles, and then I decided to go with some cool aluminum wheels. He has some that are being produced through Bad Racing also, but they're out of stock right now, so I decided to go with these for now. So SSD drag wheels with some J Concepts paddles and little thin mohawk type thingies. What are they called? Hawks. Yeah, not mohawks, Hawks. But yeah, so definitely a cool little rig. I'm documenting the whole build here. Oh, and also, these are super cool. These are from Traxxas. These are like the real axles. And then, can't forget big power. So I'm going with the Hobby Wing through the XR8 and then a short course type motor. Yeah. So I'll do a time lapse above and do some highlights while I'm doing the build. And then we'll definitely take it to the beach and glam with stuff and do some ripping. So yeah, put some links below to go to Speedy and Monster, and then probably link the other videos that are following this below, and then also the information on the completer pack type thing from Monster. So hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys, there we go. We got it all together. I tried to get as much time lapse as I could. I lost a couple clips, and a couple of them are just real kind of technical, so I'm just gonna go through how I did the build. So you have the chassis pan first. You'll kind of mount the transmission to it, put the arms on. You put the rear little bracket on to hold the tie rods and stuff. And then when you put the cage together, you're gonna put this wing on first. It's the easiest way to actually put all the nuts on and screws and stuff is if you put the wing on before mounting it onto the chassis and over the transmission and everything. And then when you do the front, you're gonna mount everything to the front of the car here. And then you'll put like the front bulkhead and everything onto there, and then you're gonna put both pieces together. It's kind of easier for when you're doing the steering and stuff. It's a little easier to get to some of the screws. It's kind of hard to explain. But as you see the two pieces, you'll kind of see it's hard to get to certain screws if you don't do it that way. When you try to go to reach certain things, you can't kind of maneuver very easily. But yeah, other than that, the kit goes together super well. I did polish my panels. The panels don't come this shiny. I do have a couple little blems in it, but it was shiny enough to where before I can get my wrap, I'll be doing a custom little wrap on there to bling it up a little bit. I just painted it with standard paint. I want to do like a little Cerakote later. But yeah, other than that, it's a sweet little rig. I'm headed to California to go play around at the beach with a couple buddies. Don't forget when you're ordering your shocks to get the OD ones. They're a little bit bigger than the standard ones. So the 90 front, I ordered the crawler style first, and you can see they're a good amount difference there. And then order the spring kit, put the black springs on there. Trying to see what else. I do still have to put a servo in here. But yeah, you can see it's got a nice fluid motion there. Let's see here. Yeah, everything else you can kind of see in the time lapse. I do need to adjust my ride height a little bit still. I'm waiting to put the battery in there. I have a set of XT60s coming and my servo is coming. We put a Rc4wd SC in there. Plenty for ripping around in the sand. But yeah, I think that's about it. I'm trying to remember which screw it was that I thought would be hard to get to. Oh, you know what? It was the front bulkhead here. It was either you had to use like a little wobble head one, because it is, yeah, so it's a front bulkhead. So that's what it was. I knew there was something with that. So yeah, you mount the front bulkhead to the front little piece here, the little kick up, and just mount everything onto that. Then you'll mount that to the front of the cage here with these two little bolts. And then you'll be able to mount that after when you're putting the whole cage onto the rest of the back and onto the bottom here. You'll be able to I just did the center screw at first, lined it up, and then placed everything else in, locked it in the back here. And then from there you can fill out all the rest of the screws. There's a whole bunch of them on the chassis here or along the sides. And that was the easiest way I found. Otherwise you have to get the little swivel head Allens and kind of go through there. Then you risk messing up the screws. I've found you just put that onto that as one piece. So it kind of looks like that all the way around. And then you have the transmission and everything else onto the chassis plate here. You just kind of put them both perfectly in together there and then mount them on. Other than that, pretty self-explanatory of just doing a standard slash style build. It's mounting the transmission on. This is the standard screws in the bottom. The links or tie rods, turnbuckles, I think some of the kits come with the actual right length ones. I believe it was Stampede in the rear, and I'll look for the part number. I think it was 2445. No, it was a different one. I'll look for the part number for the turnbuckles I used, and 2445 is what I used for steering. That's what it was. But I'll look up the number I used for the front ones here in case you didn't get the tie rods with the Bad Racing arms. If you're using standard arms, you can use standard slash ones. These arms are a little longer than slash, so I didn't actually get the package with the tie rods in it, so I had to source my own and slap them on there. But the rears were just standard Stampede, but the front was a good amount of difference than the standard slash and Rustler and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, that's the kit. Super sweet. I want to do another one. It's gonna be my sand one. I'll keep it pretty. Well, it's sort of pretty. I'm gonna crash it. Do a cool wrap on it. I want to put a couple lights on it, and then I want to do a second one that's more of a dirt one, like a desert off-road dirt one. And let's keep paddles and smoothies on this one, and then the other one have more of like a BFG off-road trophy truck type tire on it, and then rip around and just have one of each style. But yeah, oh yeah, and I did put an 8-scale ESC and a short course motor. You can do all different combos. On my old Bug, I found this worked really well because it does weigh a little bit more than a standard slash. So you don't have to worry about any more heating up, wearing stuff out, smoking ESCs. On my old car, I did a 10-scale system and I did stress it out. So I went a little beefier. I figured short course status for this is very close to what a short course would be. And so I ran that. And then the servo's 400 SC, plenty of power for what this is. Standard 4-wheel drive short course would run that. And the battery, I'll probably just toss a Gens Ace 5200 pack in there. That's what I would run on my old ones. Other than that, that's it. Some J Concepts paddles. And what are the Hawks? That's what the fronts are called. The Hawks. And the rears are the Animals. But yeah, I think it looks pretty stinking scale. I'm still figuring out what I'm gonna do graphic wise. I'll have something temporary for this next weekend, and then I'll be doing something legit, cool graphics, whatever, kind of some teal and pink, or probably go with the copper, or maybe go with some sort of penny theme, since it's, more of a penny copper color. But yeah, I'll drop the links below to order this bad boy up. Monster Fab does have a completer kit to all the extra pieces that don't come with the kit that you will need to build the kit. The main cage and chassis come from RCSpeedy, so you can order that from there, and then order the rest of the stuff from Monster, and you'll be ready to go. All the parts I used are from either RCSpeedy or Monster, and then a couple things are sourced from A-Main. I'll put links below for that, and then the shocks are Rc4wd Drive. Both Monster Fab and I are running pretty much the exact same setup. I did different links because I didn't get the links, but other than that, we have the same shocks, same spring package. I did 35 weight oil to start, and I did the stock gearing, stock pinion. I did the biggest gearing on the transmission. It's the one that's already mounted on there. It's like an 80 or something. I can't remember what it was. Whatever one stock comes on the 272R, I used that, and then I'll have to look up what pinion I used. I think it was like a 14 or 15. And other than that, I did all STRC aluminum goodies. So the knuckles, spindles, rear hubs. I did STRC. There's tons of options out there now for aftermarket on that. You can go Traxxas, you can go STRC, Hobby Park, I think it is, makes a bunch of different ones. Or you can just run stock Traxxas ones and just put plastic all over it. I wanted to keep more of a metal look, so I went with the aluminum ones. I did the gunmetal color, I think, on everything. Gunmetal and aluminum color, silver, whatever. Yeah. I'll do some closer up shots here. But other than that, it's ready to go. Just slapping the servo in and ripping around the beach. And then I'll hit some random sand dunes. Eventually I'll be at Glamis. But I think the beach will probably be the first test for it. Yeah, check out the links below and stay tuned for some ripping footage.